Hey everybody, Ryan here with Rays Latest. Today we're going to talk about the newest addition of Gavin Lux to the Tampa Bay Rays, as well as the international signing date was yesterday. And so we're kind of going to delve into those signings and the three-team trade that occurred between the Angels, Reds, and Tampa Bay Rays. So first off, I want to talk about Gavin Lux. 2025 with the Reds, he hit 269, 374 slugging percentage, 350 on base. The numbers from a power perspective are almost non-existent. It's pretty much singles, occasional doubles in there with the slugging being below 400. That's kind of what you're going to see. He only hit 5 homers last season. But the thing that stands out to me the most with him is that he has one of the best chase percentages in all of Major League Baseball. He's in the 96th percentile in chase percentage last season, and you pair that with a whiff percentage in the 70th percentile and a K rate that's around 22%, but his walk rate is in the 81st percentile. It's it's getting on base at a decent rate at 35% of the time he's on base. And from an addition standpoint to what we've kind of been looking for from a second base addition, I think that it's okay. And I'm not completely heads over heels with the idea of maybe if we added 2022 Gavin Lux from the Dodgers, I'd be a lot more excited. But I just think from a standpoint of kind of how the past couple of years of his career have played out, it's not the best addition at second base in my opinion from what we probably could have gotten about a month or so ago. So it's intriguing to see. We did end up giving up Josh Lowe to the Angels in kind of part of that three-team trade as well. We also ended up getting Chris Clark, who is a pitcher out of Harvard 2023 draft, fifth rounder. In his minor league career, he's 7-24 with a 5.2 ERA and 270 innings pitched, 277 strikeouts in 56 games. So the numbers aren't particularly super jump outish at you, especially at a minor league level where you see kind of pitching dominate a little more than it does in the big leagues, especially at a double A perspective where he was at. So that addition I feel like is kind of more just like a kicker of where like, hey, yeah, we'll throw in a pitching prospect as well. So we kind of got him. So that's not as crazy jumping off the page at me as Gavin Lux is, obviously, because that's kind of the premier point of this whole deal is to get a second baseman. And I think that with this trade, I do think Neander's probably got his lineup, his roster set pretty firmly right now, just in my opinion. So we'll kind of see how, and he can play anywhere as well. He played multiple games in left and right last year, played a couple games at third, played games at second. He's played it short in his career as well. So I think he's going to slot into that second base position. I think he's going to be our starting second baseman to start the season, kind of paired with Palacios and see how kind of he it develops and kind of how he is going to see if he gets better from previous years. And I think if Palacios can get better from what he has been previously and kind of just continuously grow, I think that he could be a great addition. I think he'd be a great part of this roster this season. But I like it to a certain extent to where I'm not super exuberant that that's kind of where we went at second base. But I think from a perspective of Josh Lowe, if he were to underperform at any point during the season, I think he's a strong DFA candidate as well. So I think kind of just being able to get players for him with the crowded outfield room that we currently have, I, I don't hate it, especially it being kind of a bigger name in Gavin Lux, where you see a lot of players in the race system that not many people know of. But I feel like Gavin Lux is a household baseball name. I feel like the majority of people in Major League Baseball world know who that is. So I think from maybe a ticket perspective, from kind of just a name recognition jersey perspective, I think it is good. I think kind of having a bigger name like Gavin Lux and Cedric Mullins will help a little bit with things of that nature. So we'll kind of see how that goes. But I am intrigued to see if he can even upgrade power numbers throughout the year. He's only hit 33 homers in his entire career in the big leagues, so it's going to be intriguing to see. And if he could stay around that 290, 300 mark with the batting average, I think it's a great addition at that point, obviously. So next, I want to talk about the International Signing Day. We ended up signing 11 players from Venezuela, Colombia, and the Dominican Republic, with the biggest name being Victor Valdez, who signed for 3.5 million. He's a 16-year-old shortstop from Venezuela, or from the Dominican Republic rather. Really good upside, one of the top prospects in the country or in the world internationally wise. Another signing, Fabricio Blanco, shortstop from Venezuela, we signed for 1 million. Gene Paredes, center fielder from the DR, $1 million. And then there's Luis Almanzar, Emmanuel Hernandez, both signed for 400K. Gregory Rodriguez, 250. Brian Rodriguez, 200. Matias Palacio, 200. De Iverson Bianco, 150,000. Felipe Alcazar, 98,000, and Raul Reyes, 70,000. And those are just the players that we ended up signing for that count towards the bonus pool. And so, for those of you that don't know how the international kind of bonus pool signing day and everything works, you have to be between the ages of 16 and 17, but you have to turn 16 before you sign, and you can't be 17 before September 1st of the following year. So, and means that players born between September 1st, 2008 and August 31st, 2009 are eligible to sign in the upcoming signing period. So, you kind of have to fall into that category. It's kind of like grade school, where if you're in this age, you're in this grade for the most part, and then if you kind of fall out of it, then you can go down a grade or go up a grade. Things of that nature. It kind of goes the same with like 13U, 14U. Like there's a cutoff date for you have to be 13. You can't be 14 before May 1st to play 13U, and if you turn it, stuff like that. So the Rays ended up getting a decent amount of money this year in the bonus pool. They ended up with 7.357 million, and that can be used, and that's gained from either trades with other teams giving international signing bonus money. That's the $250,000 increments. You get it from players not signing in drafts. You get it kind of from a myriad of ways, and the Rays have always had pretty good success in the international signing pool. Wander Franco being one of it was the highest, or still is the highest signing from the Rays, with Valdez slotting in right behind him at number two financially wise. So I think it's a great thing for the international signing pool. I think it's a way to help kids out, help their families out. $3.7 million for a kid from the Dominican Republic at 16 is life changing money for that entire family. And so I think it's great. I like kind of the way they go about it. Get them into the organizations really young. You put them into their schooling in your organizations and everything like that. It's great. I like it. Kind of just gives them an out from if they were trying to get out of their country and things of that nature. I like it. I think it's a great idea. So that happened. The international signing pool happened yesterday, as well as this trade with Gavin Lux. And then kind of another just small tidbit that happened was the Rays signed Chase Selesky to a minor league deal with a big league camp invite. He's 18-40 with a 4.6 over 126 minor league games in his career with the White Sox and Nationals. So there's nothing that really kind of jumps off the play to you other than kind of just Arsenal wise and stuff wise. So we'll see how that ends up, and if he has a good camp. He might be on that borderline fringe 40-man roster territory where it comes to AAA and the big league roster. So we'll see kind of how he comes. But the biggest news is obviously Gavin Lux being traded to the Rays and kind of having that, yeah, we've got our second baseman feeling now. And so I think that it was kind of something that not a lot of people kind of expected. I was really surprised when I saw it. And also, minor tidbit, Kyle Tucker ended up signing with the Dodgers. So the Dodgers just get richer and everybody else gets poorer at some point. So I'm going to be interested to kind of see how Major League Baseball ends up handling that whole situation, and also I'm really curious to kind of see how the Dodgers end up handling that situation years down the line, because they're not making as much money as people think, especially with their luxury taxes and things of that nature. They're nearly breaking even with their with everything that's going on from just a contracts and luxury tax perspective and things of that nature. They're and with a net revenue and profits, things of that nature, they're not making as much money as you think. So I'm going to be really interested to kind of see how the Dodgers look in like 5 to 6 years with these contracts with so much back end deferred money. It's going to get real interesting and kind of see if it's a fire sale situation towards the end of some of these big contracts in LA. So we'll kind of see how that works. But you guys let me know what you guys think about Gavin Lux as well as the international signing, and you guys have a great weekend.